Hey guys, thank you so much for being here for the second to last chat that we will ever do about this show, which is incredibly depressing because I love the show so much and I'm going to be so sad that it goes away. I am just reading some of your comments because we talked just a little bit before we started here, but I want to say hello to everyone who is in the room so far. So hi to Firkin, Makara, Deja, Vanessa, and if you haven't said hello yet and you want to join the chat, go ahead and do that. But I really did enjoy this episode again, and I was just saying to you guys, typing to you guys, that I have loved every episode. I've not been upset or disappointed or let down by any episode. Well, there's only been 6, but I loved it. Apparently, some of you guys thought last night's episode was slow, and I usually really catch on to that kind of thing, and I really hate it when episodes are slow of like mystery type shows. But for some reason, I felt like this episode wasn't slow. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking kind of frozen on here. Okay, I'm back. So let me get to some of your comments. Vanessa says, you think there was a clue in the song that was playing throughout the episode, The Temptations, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, that Perry is the one who dies. Okay, so what makes you think that he is the one who dies? And I see that Firkin is hoping that Perry dies because you don't like him at all. That song, which was a theme throughout the entire episode, it even ended the episode into the credits, was the song that HBO used to promote the show. If you remember seeing any of the promos before this show came out, they had the Papa Was a Rolling Stone song, which I happen to really like in all of the promos. So I definitely think that could be a clue to something. I was just saying earlier to some of you guys who were in the room before we started, and that when I first started doing these chats, a random person, posted what I took to be a spoiler, or they claimed was a spoiler from the books about who died and who was the killer. And the stuff that we've seen so far is not matching up to that. So I don't know if they just told me something that they made up or if it's not going to go along with the books. So I'm very much hoping that whatever was told to me is false as far as what happens in the show. Hi, Anisha. Thank you so much for being here. Well, I just want to let you know, if you've never watched the show, that we will have some massive spoilers in this episode as far as what's happened so far, not about how this ends. But basically, it's a murder mystery, and we don't know who the killer is or who the victim is, and we're going to find that out next week in the finale. But a lot of big name stars are in the show. It's just a mini series, only 7 episodes, and it's been incredible so far. And you can watch it on HBO Go if you are interested, and you might want to leave the room if you don't want to be spoiled, because we are 6 episodes in. So it gave me chills when Perry said, I should have killed you, to Celeste, but I'm so proud of her because I feel like she wants to leave, or possibly will leave. I don't know if she will, but she at least put some of those things into motion. She looked at the apartment. I don't know what she's going to do, but I was very happy with the therapist trying to help her, and I don't know. Firkin says that was the moment in which Celeste realized what's really going on. Yes, so that was like a light bulb to her. And honestly, I found 2 incidents, 2 things in this episode to be quite hilarious. The first was the tennis racket incident. I know that normally that would not be a funny thing, but he was abusing her, and he's a jerk, and I think he very much deserved it, and it made me laugh. And when Madeline was throwing up all over everyone, well, all over the place, and then on Bonnie, which Bonnie didn't really deserve it, but that made me laugh super, super hard. You're welcome, Anisha. Dadson says you think it's really weird how the episode ended before the party even started. Well, I think that they've always been saving this party for the end, because that is when our person is killed. I don't know if they're killed at the party. I'm just assuming anyway that that's when the person is killed. And I don't know if they're killed at the party or away from the party, but that's kind of been the flash forward we have seen throughout the entire miniseries. And I think they want to save that for the big, huge finale of everything. Makara says, you're so glad that Celeste is finally ready to leave Perry. It might cause some problems, though. It definitely scares me, the situation it has from the beginning. And again, I don't know if she'll get scared and back out on moving out, or if she's going to try to leave and he's going to kill her or try to kill her. I don't know. But he was very angry when she claimed to be going to eat with Jane. She was actually going to look at the apartment. I didn't know what he was going to do then, because he was very mad that she didn't let him know beforehand, because he's very controlling. Maxie says, do I think we will find out at the very end, or will we have time to see them react? I kind of think we'll find out at the very end, but I don't know because, this is it for this entire show. So there's no season 2 for people to react to what happened. So maybe they will give the characters time to react. Deja says there was a movie about the Temptations, and in the movie, while that song is playing, one of the members of the group killed themselves. You don't know if Perry would do that, but just putting it out there. So, who knows with this show? Maybe we could have a suicide. I don't think anything is out of the question here. Vanessa says in the song, it says, "Mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth," a line about Ziggy asking about his dad. Yes, and so we did get the confirmation that the Saxon that Jane went to visit was not her rapist, as we all kind of figured. So I'm very much hoping for a reveal on that next week. Especially I'd like to know who's the bully of Amabella, and of course the killer and the victim. So I don't know if this is supposed to be longer than an hour, but I did kind of feel like we have so much stuff to resolve that if we just have an hour, it must be jam-packed with information and reveals because we don't have much time left. Firkin also like the dinner scene. I found that just so hilarious. It looks like there's going to be some drama with why do I always forget his name, the theater guy who Madeline had an affair with next week. Also, I knew that his wife was suspicious of Madeline and she confronted her. And of course, Madeline lied, but I don't think that whole scenario is over. And I also don't think that, I still think we could consider some of these people as possibly our killer or victim or both. Datsun says, honestly, we're so close to the end that you think they might try to do some ambiguous ending where we don't get one concrete answer. So yeah, that would kind of suck. And I don't know what they want to do with that, but I do feel like we will get a killer and a victim revealed. If not, I'm going to be really mad because that's been the whole point of the show. But I hope they don't leave the other questions unanswered too. Firkin is asking, what do I think about Jane and Renata? Well, maybe I'm, gullible, but I kind of feel like they have kind of mended fences. I mean, I particularly do not trust Renata at all, but I don't know. I mean, I could be completely wrong and one of them kills the other. I don't know. Deja still feels like that Tom guy dies. He's been in just about every episode. So we're talking about the guy at the coffee shop, and I feel like they definitely had a focus on him last week. And I think this week they did either that or when they were showing us what happened last week, they were focusing on him, which is weird because he should be super insignificant. Oh yes, I remember. It seemed like Jane was kind of thinking about him, and I honestly thought they were going to go somewhere with that, and I thought that he was going to ask her out or something because I kind of felt like he has a crush on her, or maybe they're going to go with he's her rapist, which would be kind of weird because she sees him a lot and she's never made that connection, so I don't know. Firkin says, you hope he doesn't die. That would be disappointing. Well, it would be kind of disappointing, so because he's barely talked. He's a very minor character. And just to let you guys know, I'm trying to read everyone's comments, so I'm a little bit behind, and there's a delay anyway, so I'm a little behind in the comments here trying to get everyone's comments read. Hi, Ralph. Thank you so much for being here. Datsun says that Tom from the cafe is nice. He does seem like a nice guy, but who knows? Because we don't really know him. Vanessa says, at least we're getting a mini-series similar to Big Little Lies called Sharp Objects with Amy Adams, and Amy is amazing. And I didn't know about that. Maybe you sent me that on Twitter, but I kind of was off the grid or whatever this weekend as far as social media. But Vanessa says it will air in the fall, and it'll be an 8-episode miniseries. Is this also by the same author of Big Little Lies? But I'm all about these miniseries now. All about it. Deja says something's going on with Tom. Either he's there to die or it's a setup for him and Jane to be together so she can be happy. I would be really happy with them going on a date or insinuating that something's going to happen with them because I want Jane to have a happy life, and it seems like she really hasn't dated anyone since she was raped, which was years ago, and that's understandable. So I would be very happy with that. Ralph says you have no sympathy for Celeste due to it comes off she actually likes getting abused. Yeah, I've really struggled with her the entire show, and I still kind of feel like she is going to tell that woman, the realtor, I don't want this apartment. I get that feeling. She seemed, I don't know. I feel like she's going to back out of leaving, which couldn't make her be the dead person. I don't know. And just an explanation for those of you just joining us, I'm just going by what I feel is going to happen based on what I've seen and not what someone told me because it's not adding up at all right now. So apparently this other miniseries that's coming in the fall is by the same author as Gone Girl, which I have seen. Ralph says they're showing us the coffee guy likes Jane because she's so wrapped up in finding this guy, she's not seeing the good things in front of her. Well, I do hope, since this entire thing is ending, that at least we'll see them on a date, or he will ask her on a date and she'll say yes, or something, so we can feel like, you know what, she's going to try to move on in a positive direction in her life. Because otherwise, I don't know. Maybe they are just trying to show us, like, she can't even see that this guy's interested in her. I feel like she kind of acknowledged that with the way her mind was thinking this week's episode, but she's still very much intent on finding her rapist, which I guess I can also understand. And then, you know, Ziggy wants to know who his dad is, but I don't know if she would ever tell him, even if she did find the rapist. Firkin says she said something like all the good guys are gay, which is not true. Right. No, it's not. But I think she's really jaded because maybe she thought this guy was a nice guy who, I guess, she met at like a bar, and then he raped her. And so maybe she thinks everyone's going to have like a dark side who is into women. Deja says, did anyone else get a little emotional when Sky saw Nathan, Bonnie, and Abby arguing? That was really sad. Yeah, so Sky did not take the confrontational scene between the three of them well. She started screaming and kind of having a panic attack. And I think that was really hard for her because I think Bonnie has tried to keep the household like a very positive and calm environment because that's what she's all about. So she's probably, I doubt that she ever really fights with Nathan, and their daughter probably has never seen anyone like freak out in the house. So it was just like really shocking for her. Firkin hopes that Madeline and Ed break up. To be honest, the relationship is not good and you don't like Ed. I also agree that something's not right with that relationship. I know Madeline says she loves him and everything, but I think she's not really attracted to him, honestly. I don't know why she's with him. Maybe she just wanted to move on or get married again or something, or maybe whatever she had, the feelings she had for him are no longer there. But I don't think it's a good relationship at all. And I still feel like something is up with Ed, and maybe we all thought that for no reason. But I also thought it was really weird that Abby didn't stick around to say hi to Ed and her mom, that she like disappeared. And I thought maybe she was afraid to see Ed or something. But as it says, they also kept showing the stairs, which Madeline has to climb when going to the theater. Maybe that's a clue. Yeah, I mean, by what I've seen, I would think that something serious would go down with him. I would think Madeline would be one of our two people, either the victim or the killer, just because she's kind of like the main focus of the show, and she has a lot of drama and a lot of people who could potentially be mad at her. Theater guy's wife, her own husband, you know, I don't know. Right. So the situation with Abigail, what she wants to do, obviously not a good situation. Now, I do think when her mom talked to her at the end of this episode and acted not really like a mom, but just like confided in her about her cheating on see, unmute. Okay, I think I'm coming back now. Let's see. Can you hear me? Okay. Let's see. I wanna wait to make sure you guys can hear me before. All right, looks like I'm back now. Sorry, so sorry. Okay. So Ralph says, Celeste, I have the power. He has the power speech irritates him due to it really shows how delusional she really is. Okay, yeah, that was weird, right? So, you know, there is a part of her that thinks that that is a normal relationship, or maybe her version of a normal relationship, where it's not just wild sex. I mean, it's abusive sex or whatever, but maybe she's trying to make it sound okay by justifying and saying, like, you know, that's just our passion for each other. I don't know. I mean, I feel like she was kind of figuring things out and realizing this is not normal and this is abuse. But then again, like I said, I could see her switching and being like, no, I don't want this apartment. I don't want any of this. I'm not going to see the therapist anymore, you know? Okay. So Datsun says that you really like Ed. You feel bad for him this episode because you think he knows that his wife doesn't love him. Yeah, I mean, I still don't know if he had something going on with Abby. I don't know. We've all kind of thought, or a lot of us have thought that through this series. But if not, then he seems like a pretty decent guy. And I just think his wife isn't into him. And I think even if we don't see them divorce or break up in this series, like if they were real people, I think it would definitely happen in the future. Fergus says Celeste is pathetic sometimes. You feel sorry for her. No one deserves that, but she should do something about it. Just protecting him because of their kids will not change anything. And honestly, I get a little bit nervous when he was like left alone with the boys because I feel like eventually he will harm them. And I think the therapist mentioned like, do you worry if he will harm your kids? And she was like, oh my God, no, never. But like, he's an abusive, crazy person who just freaks out at, at something that most of us wouldn't. So I feel like as time progresses, he would hurt those kids. Vanessa is saying maybe Ed is the one who dies and the theater guy, Joseph, thank you, is the one who killed him. So that would make sense because it looks like something is going on with Joseph. I don't know why she comes to his house next week because that whole situation is toxic. And I mean, his wife, I believe, has caught on and knows what's up. She could be the killer. I don't know. This is, again, me just going by what I've seen. And just say one more time, if they go with whatever someone told me, whether they made that up or that was in the book, then something's wrong. And I will not be happy because nothing has added up to what I was told. So unless something very dramatic happens at the beginning of the finale, if that is the real ending, I'm not going to be happy because it's impossible. Impossible for us to figure out, or for you guys to figure out. Makara says, when they first mentioned Abby selling her virginity, you thought that Jane's rapist must be the highest bidder. I thought that too. And I thought it was going to be Perry. I really did. I really thought that too. And if that's the case, hey, that could lead to someone getting killed. Because how creepy is that? William thinks that Perry is the one who raped Jane and he's Ziggy's father. I think a lot of us think that, and I'm just hoping that they will tell us who the rapist is. Deja says when they talked about signing the petition, the one guy that said he accidentally signed it was hilarious. Yes, he was. And I loved it when Jane put that woman in her place, the woman who started the petition. That was really, really funny. But again, Firkin is saying that William's theory about Perry being the one who raped Jane is too easy. It is too easy, but I don't know. I would prefer it not be him because we all know he's the crazed sex maniac. So it'd be cool if it was someone else that we couldn't figure out. Ralph says that Abigail's internet thing would be shut down by the FBI almost immediately and would never fly, and they would raid whatever location she is broadcasting. Well, I assume that she is a minor as well, which would cause several problems because that's almost kind of like, we just can't do that. You just can't do that at all online if you're a minor. So it's a crazy idea, and I don't think it would be a legal idea at all, but I just think that her family is worried that even if she puts it up and a few people see it, that it might lead to her just going off on her own and paying someone who showed interest like right when it was up or something. I don't know. I definitely think it's illegal if she is a minor, but I don't know. I don't know if she's supposed to be 18 or not. Datsun thinks that the Ed-Abby connection isn't there. She didn't seem scared around Ed. Okay, so maybe we kind of made that up. Oh, she's 16. Okay, Ralph says she's 16. So I think I knew that actually. So yeah, it's definitely not something that is legal for sure. And I think she is kind of doing it as a publicity stunt. I think she felt like it would be something good to put on a college resume, which to me is just insane. Or maybe she thought she could be like a reality star from it or something. And she would be on CNN and she would be like, Instagram or internet famous, and like she would, make a lot of money, and maybe she wouldn't have to go to school. I don't know. I don't even know if she really wanted to help Amnesty International. I think she wanted to help herself. I think she had herself in mind, but she was like, if I say it's going to a good cause, this is going to make me look better. But I think she was just trying to get, kind of like famous off of it. I don't know, famous enough to go to school for free or to be a celebrity or something. And Ralph says the winner of the bid would be arrested. Yeah, so the whole thing is illegal and it's a terrible idea. And I just kind of feel like she's not going to go through with it anyway after talking to her mom. But Datsun says if Abby goes through with it, you're worried for her. She's trying to do a good thing, but whoever the highest bidder was would almost certainly end up being a creep that might hurt her. Yeah, and I just feel like with only one episode left, I don't even think we're gonna have time for her to get that working and for people to bid and for someone to meet up with her and for that to, almost go down. Yeah, like Jared Fogle from Subway, we know he was into really young girls, so gross. So Firkin says, is Chloe actually Ed's daughter? You get confused. I thought he was, and Vanessa thinks he is. Because in the first episode, Madeline's ex-husband said that Chloe and Sky were siblings. Right, so they're half siblings. And they probably all consider each other like, they probably think they're sister, not think, but consider as sisters. Hi Maria, thank you so much for being here. But gosh, who are your guys' favorite characters? I mean, personally, I love Madeline, even though she's very unethical, but I like Reese Witherspoon, so I've really enjoyed watching her in the show. And as as awful as Perry is, I miss Alexander Skarsgård so much because I miss True Blood. So it's been really good to see him again, I guess. I mean, it has been, but oh my God, he's out of control. And I think Nicole's done a really good job in the show. And the guy who plays Ed, I'm not really that familiar. I've seen him and stuff, and I know he was on something that you guys watch, and I guess I didn't. But he's not really my favorite, but he's been okay. And it's been nice to see Shailene again. I really have enjoyed her. So Days of Our Lives fan, thank you so much for being here. Vanessa really thinks they should have a second season, but with a different cast. I mean, I would love that, but I guess it's going to depend on the author of this book. Like, has she ever considered doing a sequel in a book, or would she let them just do a sequel for TV? I don't know. That would be so cool. I'm gonna have a lot of trouble letting this one go. But I've known all along it was gonna be a short series, but it's sad. Yeah, Renata drives me insane. But yeah, she was kind of redeeming in this episode if she was being sincere. I agree with you, Makara. Firkin loves Madeline. Reese is amazing. I've seen most of the stuff Reese has done. I've seen most of her movies. So she was like one of the main reasons I wanted to watch this. Ralph says Madeline's ex-husband is Mr. Anne Heche in real life. Oh. Really? Wait a minute. He's married to Anne Heche? Really? Huh. I don't really know him at all. What has he been in? And I don't really know Zoe, right? Kravitz, Lenny's daughter. I like her too. She's kind of not had a huge role in this, but so Ed is in about every Will Ferrell movie. It's Adam Scott. That's probably where I've seen him. Okay. Parks and Recreation. See, I didn't watch Parks and Recreation, so that's why I don't know him as well as you do, but I have seen a lot of Will Ferrell movies, so that's probably where I recognize him from, but why I don't know him as well as you guys, I don't know. Days of Our Lives fan does not believe Renata was sincere, so maybe not. I'm not really sure about that, but maybe not. Birkin says, if I could choose the killer and the victim, who would I choose? Honestly, I would have Madeline as our victim because I think she's just now having like this sense of awareness. Like, she's done some really terrible things. She's kind of split up two families. I think her husband, if he doesn't know, I thought she was going to confess to him last night after he was having the breakdown because they don't have wild sex or whatever. And he was like outside smoking because she was like, I've done something really terrible. And he's like, don't say another word. So I thought she was going to confess. So I don't know if he kind of knows or he didn't know what she was going to say and thought it was something else. But I think it would come to light eventually. And I think, she's confessing stuff now. And I think she just has a lot of enemies. I could definitely see Joseph or his wife killing her. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe even Ed killing her. I think we talked about that earlier. But I just see her as the central character in the show. And to me, she should be a part of this victim killer duo. I don't really want it to be Jane, not because I just love her character or anything, because, I mean, she's fine, but I just think she has her own storyline within this show, that she is the rape victim trying to find the rapist. And I think it's a little too easy if she kills her rapist, but maybe that's what happens. I don't know. I mean, I do want to be somewhat surprised, but I don't want to be to the point where, like, it doesn't make sense and we would never have figured it out. And that is how it was told to me. So I don't want it to play out that way. Okay. So yes. Okay. So the guy who plays Nathan was in Revenge as David Clark. I knew I'd seen him before. Okay, right. So Days of Our Lives fan says, you love this show. You can't believe with this many episodes in, you still don't know who died and who the killer is. Yeah, so they've made it really hard. I just have to say that I hope they haven't made it impossible to figure out, because that's, I don't like that, I mean, even with someone telling me who is the killer and who is the victim, and I'm watching the show and I'm looking for clues to these people, and I'm like, especially one half of it, I'm like, I'm telling you, it's impossible. So we'll see. Firkin actually wants Celeste to kill Perry. Now that would be awesome. It's a little predictable, but it would be awesome. He says, like, really slowly. We have heard that the victim was hurt badly. Yeah, remember, this person was hurt badly. Sounds like someone trying to get revenge on someone. So it wasn't like, hey, they just shot them and it was over. They had like broken ribs and it was really bad. But I loved that she broke his urethra. I'm sorry that if that's mean, but anyway, Ralph says you think it's going to be Perry in the study by Celeste with the candlestick. Yes. What is that? Clue? Classic Clue. Now, Grey's Anatomy I've never watched, so apparently Nathan, the guy who plays him, was on a bunch of those episodes. But it was just funny that she hit him with the tennis racket. I don't know, it just cracked me up. But I really thought that scene was going to take a really bad turn. First of all, when he pulled her hair, I got really nervous, and then she hit him with the tennis racket. But I guess he was in so much pain he couldn't hurt her anymore. But I was like, oh, she's dead. Like, I keep thinking in every single episode, like, she's dead. Because especially after she did that, I was like, oh no, oh no. But I'm really happy that she did it. He deserved it. But then she was like feeling bad for him, which, whatever. I mean, I might feel a tiny bit bad, but probably not. Brianna, I'm sorry, let me know how to say your name. The children have always given me weird vibes, but especially in yesterday's episode. Are you talking about the two, the twins? I know there's a lot of speculation that both of them or one of them is Amabella's bully, and I thought, like, they had a couple of scenes kind of just for them this week, and I thought that was going to come out. I kept paying close attention. I was like, it's going to come out that they're the bully, but it didn't. Yeah, so I'm planning on watching the reaction video. Probably will not watch it as it airs live, but like maybe an hour or two later. And I will do a, I don't know what I said there. I will do a reaction video basically for the finale. And then I'll probably do another video and a chat, of course, but another video, depending on what happens, like explaining, well, I'll probably do it anyway, like explaining my thoughts about the entire series. And of course, I will tell you, what was told to me at the beginning of the series, and maybe I'll be telling you because you already know that, because that's what happened. Let's hope not. If you don't have any sound, refresh. Let me type that in for Maria. Okay. Datsun said, if I saw the same spoilers, if you saw the same spoilers you saw, okay, so especially, yeah, I'm with you, Datsun. I don't want to be too specific because maybe that's what happened in the book, and I just don't want anyone else to be spoiled, but I don't see it. You're right. Firkin wants Celeste's friend to find out about the abuse and stuff. Yeah, because really, Madeline was like, you're almost perfect. No, I think they're kind of bad friends. Like, she has a lot of bruises. Remember last week's episode? She had them everywhere. And I mean, you can still, I think, honestly, wouldn't you guys know if some of your friends who are girls had like a bunch of makeup on their arms? I mean, you can tell. You can tell when people have it on their face, like a bunch of concealer and stuff. So it's like, if your friend has a bunch of makeup all over their shoulders and arms, it's, come on. And they're not falling all the time. Like, you can't, maybe one time you could say, yeah, I fell down the stairs, but you can't be saying that for your whole life. Days of Our Lives fan is asking who bullied Amabella. And I don't know. I don't feel like we got any more clues. We have talked in these chats before that we think it's the twins possibly, or one of them. But I'm pretty lost on that. Let's see. Makara says, do I think Celeste will finally tell Madeline or Jane about the abuse because the therapist told her to? No, honestly, I feel like she's going to back out on running the apartment and just go back to him. I don't know. But Ralph thinks that Celeste will confide with Jane over Madeline due to Jane's experience with abuse. Okay, maybe. Definitely, maybe. I don't know, maybe. We have a lot of stuff that could happen. Like, there's so much stuff that could go down, that needs to go down, that needs to be answered in next week's episode. I feel like we don't have enough time. Vanessa's asking me about Rift TV. Honestly, they emailed me, and I think it's sort of like a, I don't know what you call it. Like, you work for them. So I don't think it's like you just show up on there. They kind of wanted me to sign a contract and everything. And that, to be completely honest, I don't know if that's something I want to do right now, because there's a lot of legal stuff that goes with that. And I don't know, you know, like people who work with different companies and basically you sign over your channel to that company for a specific amount of time. So that is how it was presented to me. I don't know what other people are doing with this Rift TV, which is like a way for you to react online. So I'm just letting you guys know that if you're seeing other people do that, I don't know. I'd have to look more into it, but I am not partnered with any sort of company right now. And I don't know at this point if I want to sign everything over to them where they have pretty much control of everything and take income basically. I don't know. So that's kind of what that is, how it was, they actually contacted me. So I don't know. Yeah, I can ask Julie about it, but the way that someone randomly contacted me from this company, and it sounded to me like they wanted me to become one of their employees in a way or partners. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route at this time, but I do see how it could have some benefits. Ralph says Celeste. Okay, I already read that one. William says totally down for Big Little Lies being an anthology series. That would be cool. I would love that so much. Deja says maybe Perry finds out that the twins are the bullies and blames Celeste, and he hurts her really badly to the point where she kills him in self-defense. So we could definitely have it go that way. Yes. Maria is wondering if Chloe could be Amabella's bully, which definitely seems like it wouldn't be true, but who knows? That would be shocking. Firkins really thought it could be Ziggy, and I always thought it was him too, but I don't know. I'm just going to be really upset if it doesn't get answered. Firkins asking if I'm going to cover Twin Peaks on my channel. So I finally found out who was the killer in Twin Peaks. So if you are trying to watch it or you are thinking about watching it, I recommend it highly because it was a great killer reveal. At least I think. Maybe there's some more twists in that because I have not completed season 2. So that's all I will say. So if there's a twist to that, please don't tell me because I'm still watching. I'm not too worried about it because I think that I've gotten the killer reveal. But yeah, I am planning to cover it when it airs on Showtime. So I hope you guys will catch up if you haven't yet. Dadson says it was so cute seeing Ziggy and Chloe play during this episode. You think Chloe is rubbing off on Ziggy because he seems a lot more social and happy. I thought that was really cute and I loved it. And I was just kind of worried that he was going to do something bad to her and be like, oh, now we know he's the bully. But he didn't, so I feel like it's not going to be him. I don't know. And Firkins asking if I could do a live chat with Julie for the PLL finale. I wanted to do a live chat with her for the longest time, just about whatever, and we still haven't figured out how to technically do that. If anybody knows, you can like let me know on Twitter. If I'm not following you, let me know, and you can DM me if anyone knows like the technical parts of that, because I've talked to her a lot in private about trying to do that, and we cannot figure it out. So that's something we've been interested in for a long time, and I'm sure it's possible, and we just haven't thought of it. I don't know. Days of Our Lives fan says, now that I know I'm talking about Big Little Lies, you'll try to be here next week. And I don't watch Grimm, but was that a bad ending? I don't know. But anyway, so you didn't know, when did she say that? Are you talking about Julie? I don't know. I don't know what she's doing with this Rift TV or these people. I don't know, but again, I don't right now this time. I'm not gonna do anything with them, but we will see. Ralph says your Entertainment Weekly came today and it's all about season 3 of Twin Peaks. That's very cool. Very, very cool. I still have many episodes to watch in season 2 because I feel like it's super long and I'm on the middle of 8. Okay, so Firkin says that it's probably pretty easy to do a live chat with 2 people here on YouTube. So yeah, let me know. I don't know why I'm not super like good with figuring technical stuff out, to be completely honest. Maybe that's why I can't fix this when it goes down. I mean, I kind of know how to fix this, but you know. Brianna's asking, could Madeline be pregnant? Never thought about that, but that's actually a pretty good thought there, possibly. Using Skype now, that may be a way to do it, but we'd have to figure out how to get it on here. I mean, I personally want to stay on YouTube with whatever I do. I like to keep everything in one place just because it's hard when you're asking people to go to this site or this site or this site, and not everyone follows me on social media or has social media, and it's just hard to get the word out to everybody that's, you know, like her followers and my followers, that today we're over here on this website or whatever. And I've actually tried to work for another website before, and it was really like no one would ever come to the stuff, and they would be like, oh, I never knew you were there, even though I like try to promote it. That may sound very confusing, but Anyway, Maria wants to talk about the virginity thing. Well, I feel like no one was really that cool with it. The only person who was sort of cool with it was probably Bonnie, but I still don't think she was totally cool with it. She thought it was wrong too. She just doesn't, I think, want conflict or drama. But I feel like her dad was pretty freaking mad, and Madeline and Ed were very mad. So I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to go live, and I think that's just going to kind of end. I don't think we have enough time to delve into that. We only have one more episode, you know. We have so much that needs to go down next week. Yeah, I don't know anybody who would be okay with it, you know. And I think in a way she's trying to rebel too. She's like kind of in that rebellious stage, you know. But so anyway, let's see. You don't get the point of the plot for this show, Maria. I guess it's just kind of, you know, your classic murder mystery, like, and in this instance, we don't know who the victim is. Usually we know who the victim is in most murder mysteries, but Dadson thinks that Bonnie is pregnant. When they were at dinner, Madeline said, "Congratulations, because I heard and someone cut her off." Huh, that's interesting, which would be fine. That'd be cool if she's pregnant. I don't know. And I don't know. I can Google after we're done here and see if it's supposed to be a longer episode next week. I think that would be great. Vanessa's saying you thought she wasn't a virgin. Abby, right? Didn't she say she might be pregnant? No, I think there was, she had some birth control pills, and then she was trying to tell her mom she wasn't using them or she wasn't having sex or something, but she had the pills. So I don't know. You don't understand the virginity thing. You know, I think it's just kind of like a one. I think it's not going to play a lot into the finale, really. That's what I think, because we just don't have enough time. Wasn't the congratulations about the play? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I wish the series finale was 2 hours too, just because they haven't wrapped up anything. They haven't told us who the rapist is, who the bully is. Obviously, the killer and the victim I expected to be in the finale, but you know, I don't know. But I plan on, again, for those of you who were coming to this later, didn't hear this or whatever, for next week, I'm going to watch the finale and do a reaction to that. And I should have that up that night, probably late Sunday night. And then we will still have our Monday 5 o'clock chat. And then on Tuesday, I will have a video up where I just sit down and talk to you about my thoughts on everything that happened in the finale. I really did think they would clear up some of these mysteries before the finale, considering that's it. There's no second season, no anything. So the bully I thought maybe could be revealed. I thought the rapist might be revealed. It wasn't. And maybe there's a chance that we never find out who the rapist is. I will be upset if we don't find out who the bully is, because I feel like we need to know that. I really hope the person who died isn't Ziggy's dad, unless Ziggy's dad's one of the main characters and we just don't know that yet. But I would really be upset if the killer or the victim is some random person that we've never met. That would just be crazy. Makara says, will you tell us what the troll told you about the finale? Absolutely. Of course, I will tell you for sure. I will definitely tell you. I'll probably tell you at the very end of my reaction video, and we can talk about it in my next live chat, and of course in the video that I'm recording with all my thoughts. So I'll let you know. I'm just really concerned that that will be true, because I think we will all be very, very upset if that's true. I'll just say that. At least with one half of it, I think you'll be very let down. So I'm really hoping that either it was a lot of stuff has been changed, if that's what happened in the book, or somebody just told me something just to be a troll and made something up, because that could happen. I never thought about that, but maybe they just made some crap up to bother me and scare me or whatever. So, but I think we're going to wrap this up here. If you think of something we didn't discuss, you can always leave me a comment once this video goes live. I thank you guys so much for being here through all of these weeks of the show. Actually, not very many, 6 weeks of the show. I'm so, so glad that we all watch the show. I think it's fabulous. Even if the ending goes down in a way that I don't like, I still have really, really enjoyed the show. I want to do a live chat on Twin Peaks. I'm glad Vanessa's mentioning that. And I know some people were like wondering if they're going to watch, or they are watching. And it takes you the entire first season, which is not that long, and then till episode 7 of the second season to find out who the killer is. So I will be discussing the killer. So that's what I want to do for next week. I haven't set up a day yet, but if you are interested, let me know on Twitter or let me know in the comments here. So I'm going to give people time. Like, I'm thinking maybe at least Wednesday of next week. So Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm hoping more people will have time to catch up, because again, you'll have to be as far as season 2, episode 8 to join the chat, because you would be completely spoiled and it would be awful. So I'm hoping some people will be up to date. Some people have already seen it, so they're good to go. So we can start talking about it and then prepare for season 3. But again, I haven't even finished season 2, so I know there's some more mysteries there that I don't even know about yet, actually. But I really am into Twin Peaks because it took me quite a while, but I really do like the characters now. I had a very hard time with the fact that it was in the past, and I know it's not really that long ago. I guess it's 1990, but yes, Twin Peaks is on Netflix. The first 2 seasons are there, so every episode. And I just really struggled with the way things have changed since then, I guess. Like, the people were smoking all the time and dressing very strangely. I don't know. I still am like, was that really in the 90s? Like, I don't know. Like, I was here in the 90s, but I don't remember people acting that way. But of course, I wasn't, you know, in that age group at all. But anyway, it's just weird to me, so it freaks me out kind of when I watch it. But I've really gotten used to it now, and the weird music and some of the weird stuff that happens on there. And I'm hoping, you know, obviously when season 3 comes out, we're going to be in modern times. I think we'll be very cool with that. Well, yeah, so it was 30 years ago, but it looks weird to me, right? I don't know. Like, I don't know. It looks weirder than I think some like 80s shows look to me. I don't know. I haven't watched anything like that forever, but I don't know. I think I'm probably just being weird, but it was hard for me to watch because I just couldn't get past it. Twin Peaks drinking age was 18. Was that the legal drinking age then? I don't know. Was it really? The smoking was out of control, right? It was just like everyone smokes. It's driving me crazy. Like, the high school people are smoking. Everyone's smoking, which is crazy because, like, no one, I mean, I know people who smoke, but, like, it's just not cool anymore, I guess. Yes, so we have the new Twin Peaks coming. Season 3 is coming in May. On Showtime. So it should kind of take off, I guess, from where season 2 ends, which I haven't gotten to yet. Right, they smoke in the hospital, yeah. And there's some weird stuff with Twin Peaks. There's a few like supernatural things, or people are hallucinating or something and see things that aren't there. So there's some of that that's a little bit weird. But we can get into all of that next week in the chat, because I'm probably really boring some people who came here for Big Little Lies. But I'm excited to see what you guys think about it or thought about it, if you watched it whenever ago or back then or whatever. But I think it'll be fun, and I definitely want to talk to people now that I know who the killer is. And I have to give them, like, I have very much respect for the show because of that killer reveal, because I did not guess it. Absolutely not. Birkin says, you think people in Europe smoke more than the people in the US. Do you guys have smoking bans in Europe? Because I'm actually going to go to Austria next month on my way to Thailand. And I don't really like being around smoke, but I mean, I'll put up with it if I have to. But I was just thinking about that. Like, do I have to deal with smoking in restaurants and everything? Because they actually ban smoke. I live in Kentucky, which is kind of like backwards when it comes to things. And I feel like people were smoking way into the 90s, or maybe even the 2000s, like in restaurants, you know. But now, no, there's none of that. You do have bans. In France, the answer is yes. You have bans in France. So I'm going to Austria, so I don't know. I know that's by Germany, but I don't know if there's bans there, but I'm excited. Not allowed to smoke in restaurants and stuff. Good. So maybe that'll be the case in Austria. That's exciting. Yeah, I'm going to Thailand. I've never been to Austria or Thailand, so I'm going there for several days. The only problem is that's going to cause some problems with this channel as far as videos, because they smoke a lot in France. I've been to France, but it's been a long time. I will be staying in Austria for 2 days, and then I'm going to Thailand for a long time, like 10 days maybe. But that's going to cause some problems for like Pretty Little Liars and stuff, and I apologize, but I'll have to talk about that later and catch up like when I get back. Yeah, I know you live in Germany. I'm going to Vienna, and I don't know how far that is, and I don't know if there's like a lot of people who live in the area, so I could do like a meetup. But I don't know, but I'm excited. I'd love to come to Germany sometime. I love to go everywhere, actually. I know this is totally off topic, but at some point I will talk to you guys about what's going to happen while I'm gone, or what's not going to happen, because I probably will not have the chance to watch those shows over there, or to even buy them on iTunes because I'm in a different country, which sucks completely. I don't think there's any finales going on while I'm gone, which usually happens because when I usually go somewhere, there's a finale. But I think the Riverdale finale is actually right when I come back. But I am excited for Riverdale, which returns Thursday. But I promise I will talk to you guys. I may need to make a video and talk about it to let you guys know what's going to be going down. And this is happening basically in May and the very end of April. But thank you, Days of Our Lives fan. I appreciate it. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys have a great week. And I will see you guys soon. And I can't wait to find out how Big Little Lies ends. So bye, guys.